Sacagawea was in horrible pain during Lewis and Clark's expedition, and scholars recently uncovered the horrific reason why. Sacagawea was one tough woman. When she was a teenage mother, this Shoshone explorer tied her baby to her back and fearlessly travelled westward across America as part of Lewis and Clark's famous expedition. For most people, that's the beginning and end of Sacagawea's story, but from her perilous childhood to her nightmare marriage, there's much more to know about this indigenous icon. In 1788, in the mountainous terrain on the border of Montana and Idaho, Sacagawea was born into the Shoshone tribe. When she was around 12 years old, an enemy tribe, the Hidatsa, viciously attacked her people. During the raid, Sacagawea watched the carnage unfold as several of her tribe were murdered. She was abducted and taken to Hidatsa lands. In some versions of her story, the Hidatsa treated Sacagawea horribly during her captivity. She was little more than a servant for 3 long years. Then, when she turned 16, her captors decided their young hostage was worth more as a teen bride than as an indentured servant. So, they sold her to a man named Toussaint Charbonneau. In other versions of the story, he won Sacagawea while gambling. Whatever the truth, the French-Canadian settler who had a track record of violent assault against women wasn't interested in asking for Sacagawea's permission. According to some sources, he made money by selling women into slavery. Clearly, no one was devoted to being a monster, quite like Charbonneau, so it shouldn't be surprising that Sacagawea wasn't actually his only wife. In fact, he was already married to another woman from the Shoshone Nation. He was also 30 years older than Sacagawea when they married. In November of 1804, shortly after her wedding, Sacagawea met 2 men who would change her life forever. The cartographers and explorers, Captain Meriwether Lewis and Captain William Clark. Lewis and Clark were on a mission to explore America's newly acquired lands and create a map of the territories gained in the Louisiana Purchase. However, their team wasn't quite complete. The men needed indigenous guides and interpreters to help them map the continent. The pair didn't think much of Toussaint Charbonneau, but they did like his wife. Since Sacagawea spoke Shoshone, they wanted to take her on their journey. Charbonneau was something of a fourth wheel. Mere months before the journey began, Sacagawea gave birth to her first child, a baby boy named Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau. Supposedly, she ate crushed rattlesnakes during her labour to help speed up her birth, further proof that Sacagawea was fierce from the start. While most new mothers would take it easy, Sacagawea was the exception. Just weeks after giving birth, she set out with Lewis and Clark. The perilous trek began in April 1805, and while everyone knew it would be hard, Sacagawea had it especially rough. As a new mother, she had to carry her newborn baby on her back the entire time. Sacagawea was incredibly important to the journey, but so was her baby Jean-Baptiste. Clark immediately developed a soft spot for the boy, nicknaming him Little Pomp or Pompey. And Jean-Baptiste wasn't just cute, he was helpful too. His presence immediately put other tribes at ease and assured them that the expedition was just there to map and travel, not to harm. Sacagawea interpreted between the explorers and other indigenous tribes. She also cooked, foraged, cleaned, made herbal medicines, and basically kept everything running smoothly. She made everything look easy, but soon she'd encounter something chilling that would shake even her steadfast composure. As the group approached new terrain, Sacagawea realised that she recognised this place. It was the land where the Hidatsa kidnapped her all those years ago. She was close to her childhood home. As a sign of how tough she'd become throughout her life, she didn't even cry when she recognised such a monumentally important place. On May 14, 1805, the expedition hit a snag. Sacagawea's husband was steering one of the boats when a gust of wind suddenly made him lose control. Charbonneau became so scared that, in a panic, he nearly overturned the entire boat. Thankfully, Sacagawea sprang into action and saved the day.